let's have a little bit of fun to start this new module and play the game Deal or No Deal. So this was a really popular game show about 10 to 15 years ago, and you might remember that Howie Mandel was the game show host. The way that the game is played is you start with 26 cases and 26 dollar amounts. And those dollar amounts are randomized inside the cases, so nobody knows where the big prize money is. A contestant begins playing by choosing their case, which gets set aside for the duration of the game, and then the contestant needs to eliminate so many other cases on their way to a checkpoint. At which time a banker comes on and gives an offer that the contestant can either say deal or no deal to. And you can imagine that the offers are sometimes higher or sometimes lower depending on what cases, what dollar amounts are eliminated in getting to that checkpoint. Now, if you've watched the game, you've noticed that there's a lot of gambling, and so a lot of times the contestants would say no deal. But in addition to that, you'll notice that many times the contestants would base their decision upon emotion. And I want to show you in this video that they should be basing their decision upon a little bit of data analysis. And so we'll talk about things like median and mean and expected value. And those are some big concepts that you'll see in this module that could potentially frame your thinking in an environment like this. So before we get started and before I select my case, let's observe that half of the cases are pretty small, right? Half of the cases go from a penny up to $750, and then the other half of the cases are $1,000 up to $1 million. And so if you looked at the middle of our data set, the middle of our data set, sometimes known as the median, in this case it would actually be the average of 750 and 1,000 because we don't have a true middle number since we have an even number of values in this data set. So our median is 875 because that's the average of 750 and 1,000. And so 50% of our data is below 875, 50% of our data is above 875. So before we get started, you should know that you have just as likely of a chance of choosing a case that's going to be above 875 as you do of choosing the case that's going to have below 875. Now, our median might change throughout, and we'll talk about mean and expected value and how that plays into the decision making later on. But this is a good place to start. So let's take a look at our cases, and I'm going to pick case number 23 as my case that's going to be set aside for the duration of the game. 23 is one of my lucky numbers, and so hopefully it's got the $1 million in it. So let's eliminate 6 cases now. Let's go with case number 6, number 2, how about number 5, number 26. 2 more, number 20, and I'm going to go case 1. Okay, so that's not too bad. We eliminated 4 cases on the left, only 2 on the right. Just know going forward, that means we have a greater chance then of eliminating cases on the right. But our offer at this point, $27,000. I'm going to say no deal. A little bit later on, you'll see the analysis that I would do to decide that, to really say deal or no deal in a lot of these checkpoints, but right now we're saying no deal. 5 more cases. Let's go case 10. Bummer. Case 8. Let's go case 3. And case 25. How about 24? Okay, so I'm guessing our offer is going to go down. We just eliminated 2 of the top 4 cases. Wow, way down to 9,000. So we're going to say no deal again. Let's hopefully eliminate some of the cases on the left side again. 4 cases this time. Let's go 16, 15, 13, and 17. Okay, so that was actually really good there. The deal, 126,000. Wow, that is huge. And that must be so high because we still have the 500,000 and the 750,000 in play. So let's say no deal, and then after this next round, I'm going to do a little bit more analysis. Okay, let's eliminate 3 cases. Take 14, Let's go 12 and 18. So that's excellent as we're playing this game. If you're playing this game and you get down to 8 cases and 4 of those cases are 200,000 and above, then you're doing really, really good. Okay, so we've got an offer of 188,000. Now I'm going to say no deal, but I want you to remember that number of 188,000, because at this point I'm actually going to look at the average of the remaining cases. And so the average, and you could be doing this at any point, but it's a little bit easier now since we've only got 8 cases left. So if we add up all of these cases, we've got 750,000 plus 500,000, another 300,000, another 200,000, and then these amounts, which really don't add too much to our total. So for the most part, the total of everything ends up being about 1,750,000. So this is an approximation. It's 1,750,000, and I guess it would be $86.01. So if I was going to be completely accurate here, that's me not estimating, and then dividing by 8 cases, you could see that we get a mean of, or an average of $218,760. So you should know that another word for average is expected value. So this is saying that if we could play this game from this point on with these dollar amounts, and we play it all the way to the end where we just eventually see what's in our case, if we did that a very large number of times, we can expect on average to win $218,760. And so I want you to compare this number, this expected value, this mean, this average, to the offer that you were given. So they gave you an offer that was a little bit lower than what we can theoretically expect. And so given that it's a little bit lower than what I might theoretically expect, that might be some justification to maybe continue in this case, especially since I've got a number of cases at the high end. So if I simply had one case, like the $1 million case, that was skewing my average really high, skewing that expected value, then maybe I wouldn't continue. But in this case, given the fact that the expected value is about 219,000 and they're offering something that is in the $188,000 range, I think that I can definitely say no deal. And we should also notice that at this point, we have a 50% chance of having a value in our case that is 200,000 or more, or a 50% chance of having a value that's $75 or less. And so again, if you think about the concept of median, our median has really jumped up quite a bit from the median that we started with in the beginning of the game with the original data. Again, just certain things to consider. But let's see what happens now that we eliminate 2 more cases. So let's hope for those cases on the left being eliminated. I'm going to eliminate case number 19. Bummer. And let's go case 11. All right, so we got 1 eliminated on each side. I expect the offer to go up again, but let's see what happens. Wow, so now it's at 245,000. So if we were to compute the expected value from this point, we have 750,000 plus 500,000 plus 300,000. So that's 1,550,000 plus another $76.01. So this is 1,550,000 and another $76.01 divided by 6. We get a value of 258,346. And so remember, they gave us an offer of 245,000. So their offer is still not as good as what's theoretically expected if we played this game a very large number of times from this point all the way to the end. So again, I think that that's justification for continuing in this game. Also, just due to the fact that we've got 3 of our 6 cases that are either 300,000 or higher. So let's keep going, and this time eliminate a single case. I'm going to eliminate case 9. There we go. We eliminated $1. And so our offer is going to get up there, and let's see how it compares again to the expected value. So now we have an offer of $315,000. Okay, if I take my average, again, I've got $1,550,000 and $75. So let's write this, $1,550,000, and then we have 75.01 divided by 5. We end up getting a value of $310,000, and so that's really close to the value that the offer that they're giving us. In fact, the offer that they're giving us is higher than what's theoretically expected from this point moving forward. And think about that for a second. They are giving you an offer that is better than what you can theoretically expect if you were to play this game out a very large number of times. And so that would be justification for accepting the deal at this point. Not to mention the fact that, the median is right in that $300,000 range. Now, as you look at 5 data points, the middle data point is $300,000. But as soon as you eliminate one of these amounts, then the amount that they're going to offer you is going to go way down, just as the expected value would go way down. So I think if I was playing the game, I would absolutely walk away at this point. I would have probably walked away a long time ago, but I would say deal at this point, because they are giving you something better than what you could theoretically ever expect. And that's based upon computing that average. Okay, let's play it out just for the fun of it, see what we end up with. So I'm going to eliminate case 22. And eliminate 1 cent. So that offer is going to go up again. And now we're at an offer of, let's see, $390,000. Wow. So we've got $1,550,000 and 75 divided by 4. And that is $387,000. And you could see that that offer this time is actually a little bit, or their offer again is a little bit above what is theoretically expected. Remember, their offer was $390,000. So these last 2 offers that they've given us, it's almost like they're saying, here, take this, take this. Maybe the banker is concerned that we're going to walk away with $500,000 or $750,000. But again, they're offering us something that is better than what we could theoretically expect if we were to play this an infinite number of times or a very large number of times and always average our winnings. And so that would, again, be reason to accept that deal. Okay, we're almost done. Let's just see what happens here. I'm going to eliminate lucky number 7. Oh, bummer. There goes the $750,000. So now $800,000. Our offer should still be in the range of $400,000 or so. Nope, it's way down. So now you can see that they're giving us that offer that is much lower than what's theoretically expected. So I'm going to say no deal. And especially because 2 of the 3 cases that remain are $300,000 or higher. So let's eliminate case number 21. Bummer. And now the offer should be in that range of $150,000. My guess is they're going to be lower because the expected value is $150,000. Okay, so it's around it, but again, it's a little bit lower. We had our chance with the $390,000 and the $315,000 to take offers that were better than what was ever theoretically expected, and we did not take those. Now, if I say no deal right here, what's going to happen is it's going to just reveal what's in my case, and that's because it assumes that I would just open one of the remaining cases, and I think we've only got 2 cases left. And so I'm going to click on no deal. We'll see what's in my case. Hopefully, if you were playing this game, you would have walked away with $390,000. That is a very large amount of money for playing a game like this, and that you'll see when we get into the notes in the next video, that is much higher than what you would theoretically expect before you start playing the game. Okay, so let's say no deal. See what's in our case. All right, we would have had $300,000. So you can check out this game yourself if you'd like by just going to the website that you see on the notes. And then for some more analysis on this, check out the other videos in this module.